Use your life to serve others. Be kind. You never know what it's going to do for other people. Serve the Lord. Walk in the truth.
Miss Beattie's amazing, she's so fun, and she always says don't stray from the path, and it helps a lot. She's taught me a lot.
What I love about Mrs. Beattie is that, she's firm a lot, but she always tempers that with love and care. She's never had anything but our best interest in mind, so that's what I love about Mrs. Beattie.
I remember the time when we were learning about Anne Frank and all the lights were off and we had to be really super quiet in the classroom while we were working, and she had a 9th grader come and bang on the door and it scared everybody and we screamed, and then we got yelled at because we were supposed to be quiet or else we would have gotten killed because we were Jews.
Mrs. Beattie was a great teacher, even though she assigned a lot of homework and everything. I think it's really paid off now. She's helped me speak a lot better, and she was always correcting my grammar in class, which was kind of annoying, but it's really helped me a lot.
I remember the one time Mrs. Beattie read my story in front of the class and she started crying, so I had to read it instead, and it made me feel really good because she showed me that my story was really moving.
I remember in 8th grade we had to do these sentence structure, almost like puzzles, and she did them for fun, but we hated them. Later on though, when I took AP Lang, I really appreciated them because it helped me a lot, and we actually skipped over some of the grammar lessons because we knew the material so well. So I'm really thankful that Miss Beattie helped us and actually made us do those sentence structures that we hated so much.
I remember Miss Beattie used to cry in class when we would read certain stories, and it showed us that she really cared about her topic, but more importantly she cared for us a lot, and I think that meant a lot to us.
I remember when Miss Beattie, she would always read us the poem from Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. She would always sit the raven on her shoulder and smirk at it and talk to it while she was reading the poem.
Miss Beattie was such a great influence to my class and to the people that she met and the people that she had as students. I remember when she always used to, in a jokingly way, correct us for our grammar, but even in that correcting, she always had a love for her students and also had a love for God, and that's what I really admired about her.
Mrs. Beattie was one of the best teachers I ever had, hands down one of the very best English teachers I ever had. And I know that I'm a much better writer and a much better student because of her and her teachings.
Mrs. Beattie was definitely one of my favorite teachers in middle school. In 8th grade, she kicked me out of class for having the hiccups, but it was really funny. Now that I look back on it, I can laugh at it.
Mrs. Beattie was one of my favorite English teachers at Red Lion. She taught me everything I know about grammar, and I love that she would tap a fake raven on her desk as we read the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
If it wasn't for Mrs. Beattie, I never would have gone to Poetry Out Loud, and that was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and it influenced my career path and how I view language, so I have to thank her for that. And I have to say, Mrs. Beattie, fuzzy mother.
My junior year in high school, we got a new English teacher. There have been two teachers in my life that really inspired me. One was in 4th grade, and one was this junior English teacher that we got. And her name was Ann Litzenberg, that you all know as Ann Beattie. And she is the reason that I became an English teacher. And I remember all through my life, all through college and my young teaching career, there was a phrase that constantly popped into my head that I shared with my students all the time, and it was, never sacrifice the permanent on the altar of the immediate. When I returned to Red Lion and started teaching Silas Marner, I was flipping through a book that Mrs. Beattie had used. And all those years, I didn't remember who had said those words to me, but they made a lasting impact on my life. And as I flipped through that teacher's guide, written in the margin was the phrase in Mrs. Beattie's hand, never sacrifice the permanent on the altar of the immediate. And I think of Proverbs 31 that says, a virtuous woman her price is far above rubies. And I was so inspired by you, Mrs. Beattie, and you have spiritual grandchildren, the children that I've taught, and I don't know if I've impacted their lives the way you impacted mine, but it's just a blessing. You are a virtuous woman, and I know that God has done great things with your ministry.
I've known Aunt Beattie for almost 30 years. She is an excellent teacher. The students love her. She is able to communicate her subject matter in a way that the students can really pick up. She differentiates instruction. She's just a great teacher. I will be sorry to see her go, but she deserves a very nice retirement, and so I just want to let her know that we will miss her greatly.
Ann and I go way back. We went to church together, we've homeschooled students together, and I followed her here to Redline Christian Academy. I tease her on occasion that I am hunting for the wings behind her back because I know she has a set. But in all reality, you know, Ann has been a great friend and a very godly role model to young and old alike. And she has left a mark and an impact on this little chunk of the world, and I'm very, very thankful for her.
Goodbye. Be good. Take care of yourselves, and don't leave the path.